last bit. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to find all the zeros of each function. 5 problems in this video shouldn't be that bad. We're going to start by factoring. So we're going to take out an x, and we're left with x squared minus 7x plus 10. Then we got to keep factoring. What are two numbers that multiply to 10 and add up to negative 7? So 5 and 2, yeah, but only if they're both negative. So x minus 5 and x minus 2. So this is the function in factored form, and from here we can get the zeros relatively easy. X equals 0 from right here, 5 from right here, and 2 from right there. Done. Then, let me change my color here. Here, this one I'm going to start by factoring by grouping. And yes, there's a video on the material for factoring. You can check this out. Now, these first two terms have x squared in common. When you take out an x squared, you're left with x minus 1. Now, that's a negative 9, and that's a 9. So I can take out a negative 9 from these terms, and I'm left with x minus 1. Because if you divide each of these by negative 9, that's how you get the minus 1, that's how you get the x. Now, since they both have this in common, maybe I'll change my color here to make sure you understand what I'm talking about. They both have this in common, I can factor that out. X minus 1. What am I left with? X squared minus 9. I'm going to throw those in parentheses. Okay. Now, not factored yet, but now I'm a little closer. So there's the x minus 1. Now this is a difference of two squares, which we've already factored today, so I can go ahead through it really easily. X plus 3 and x minus 3. So now I can figure out all of my zeros. I have 1 from right here, negative 3 from right there, and 3 from right there. So my 3 zeros. And yes, that corresponds to that. If you have 3 zeros, you're more likely, or your 3 is an exponent, you're going to have more than likely 3 zeros right there. Okay. Moving right along, we're going to go ahead and say, take the x out. Good. You're left with x squared minus 6x minus 16. So now I have that, but I need to factor the trinomial here. What two numbers multiply to negative 16 and add up to a negative 6? If you say 4 and 4, no. If you say 8 and 2, you're close. Make the 8 negative. So x minus 8 and then x plus 2, which gives us our zeros of 0 is 1 0 from there. 8 is another from right there, and negative 2 from right there. So that's how we get all three of those zeros. Possibly the last problem, I'm not sure, but here we go. I'm going to take out an x first because they all have an x in common. Then, oh, what am I doing? What we're left with is x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay. So, what two numbers multiply to 12 and add up to 7? 6 and 2, no. 4 and 3, yes. So I have x from right there. Then I have x plus 4 and x plus 3 there. So I'm going to get my zeros. I have x equals 0 from there, negative 4 from right here, and then a negative 3 from right there. That's it. All right, one more. I was really hoping to be done. So we factor out an x. We're left with x squared minus 8x plus 15. So the x comes down, and what do we get? We get two numbers that multiply to 15 and add up to negative 8. So what do we got? 3 and 5? Sure, but we have to make them both negative. So x minus 3, x minus 5. Okay, so my zeros are going to be 0, 3, and 5. Thank you very much. Have a great day. As long as you copied all those problems down in that order, exactly like I did, you'll get full credit.